A very important holiday for those of the Muslim faith started this week. It is the month-long celebration of Ramadan. And here is It's Ramadan, Curious George, so that you have a little bit of understanding of what happens during Ramadan and why they celebrate Ramadan. It's Ramadan, Curious George. Ramadan has begun this week, so we are going to learn a little bit about this Muslim holiday. A special month. George can't wait for tomorrow, when the month of Ramadan will start. It's a special time of year for his friends, and George is going to take part. George and Kareem are so busy helping to cook and bake sweets. With a good little monkey joining in, soon there's a big pile of treats. Kareem is going to try fasting, a day without food or drinks. George is curious. Can Kareem do it? He'll need some help, George thinks. George is asleep in his bed when Kareem's alarm starts to beep. Kareem wakes for an early meal, though the sun is still fast asleep. Later, when it's lunchtime, Kareem reaches for a piece of bread. Wait! No food until sundown. George keeps him busy instead. What is the sound George is hearing? It's a rumbling from Kareem's tummy. George drags him away from the kitchen. Whatever is cooking smells yummy. Everyone gathers together as the sun begins to set. The minutes tick by slowly. It still isn't dark enough yet. Finally, it's time to break fast. Kareem snacks on a sweet date. Then he takes a big gulp of milk as George loads more treats on his plate. I did it, George, cheers Kareem. George nods. He's glad to be there. The room is filled with happiness and the peaceful sounds of prayer. It's dinner time. Now it's time to eat dinner. The spread on the table looks great. With something special for everyone, this meal was well worth the wait. Look at all the great choices. Kebabs, curry, veggies, and rice. George spots a big pizza and takes a hot, cheesy slice. Now that the meal is over, the best treat has been saved for last. Chocolate-dipped bananas to celebrate Kareem's first fast. Kareem invites George to the mosque. They gather to do a good deed. Together they make food baskets to share with others in need. Well, look at George join the action. He knows how to lend a hand. And when he spies a shelf full of shoes, George comes up with a plan. No, George, says the imam with a laugh. Those shoes belong to us here. But you gave me a great idea. We'll add a clothes drive next year. Notice the imam, the religious leader, is barefoot, so they store their shoes on the shelf, but George thought, let's donate these. Spotting the moon. Ramadan is almost over. The special month will end soon. George and the man search the sky to catch a glimpse of the moon. There it is, George points. He found it. A thin crescent shining bright. Tomorrow is the Eid festival, but the celebration will start tonight. Kareem gives George a gift. New clothes for Eid, he says. It's a fancy vest for George, and for the man, a yellow fez. The fez is the hat he's wearing. An Eid celebration. Happy Eid. The holiday is here. The mosque is busy and loud. Everyone is dressed in their finest. What a good-looking crowd. George greets Kareem with a hug and spends the day with his friend. After hours of feasting and fun, they are sad Eid has to end. But soon it's time to go home as the moon returns to the skies. George thinks of his first Ramadan and smiles as he closes his eyes. That, my friends, is a brief explanation of Ramadan with Curious George. It's Ramadan, Curious George.